is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase.
Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. We are here for our second of 3 days of Knuckleheadz iRacing League action. We had the Dirt Street Stocks and the UMP Modifieds yesterday. Today we're at Huset Speedway. As you can see there on our screen, we are here for the Wayne's World Arse Racing Series Asphalt Street Stocks here at Huset Speedway, Brandon, USA. Only a couple of minutes left in practice before we get over to qualifying and get tonight's racing action underway. After this, we will have the Shuler Racing Series non-winged sprints. 410 sprints will be up after this, so stick around. We've got some action coming your way. Oh, I suppose I should fire the cameras, hey? Let's get the cameras on the right thing. There we go. Dawson Potter liking the broadcast over the Facebook side of things. Probably going to do the share as well with the Knuckleheadz post. That's the standard thing for Dawes. Thank you. Looks like he's 8th quickest, 13.950. Quick time 13.810. Chad Putterball. Quick time Mikey Mixter 13.819. 1,000th of a second separate first and second. 1,000th of a second separate third and fourth. 13.835. 13.836. Holy cow, there's some close racing. Get your coffee ready. I've just finished my first one. I just smashed it. I got up a little bit earlier and got myself ready. But I'm out of sugar, so it'll be all sugarless coffees moving forward. I'm looking forward to that part. Matthew Land out there on the track. 14.172 is his practice quick time. 15.354 is his last time. Looks like 16 drivers registered for today. So we see the people starting to sort of wander into the stands here. Those seats will be full before the main event is started. Brett Vanderwood, Yoda Outlaws, first guy out on the track, it looks like. Oh, 9-1, the 13. Brett Vanderwood, Matthew Land, Mikey Mixter, all out on the track for caution for qualifying. Oh, Max just getting up into the wall there. I think he's just wanted to let the 13 Mikey Mixter through. So how are we, chat? Monday night in the States, Tuesday morning Australia. Somewhere in the middle for everyone else. A good weekend, good Monday. Get to wind down and watch some racing to finish off the day. Yeah, 16 cars registered for today's race. Chris Sanders currently quick time 13.852. That is until he pulls out a 13.841 with 13.856 for Tom Land. That was so close to the 13.852. 13.885 for Brett Vanderwood. Brian Angel is going to jump up to the quick time though. 13.807. So 13.8s seem to be the run here. Diabolus 79. Thanks for the follow over on the Twitch side of things. Appreciate you, brother. Who are you here to watch? Are you here to see anyone in particular? Let me know. We'll make sure we do highlight them for you, man. KC McLean, good luck tonight, guys. Little man started baseball tonight, so we are at practice. Good luck with the little man, KC. Teach him how to do the bat flip. And I'll send you a video of a little dance that he can do when he does his home runs. We'll call it the Bob celebration. But bat flip. I want to see a little bat flip. I suppose they probably like basketball. When my young boys basketball, we're like, we want to see them do all the cool stuff. Like, no, we don't even teach them defense. We just teach them how to play and have fun first. No, teach them competitiveness so they become hungry and we can live vicariously through them. No. Dawson Potter, we said 13.8 with the quick times. 13.749. Go you good thing. Go you good thing. Cracking that 13.8 mark. So we've got all 16 times on the board. Tombstone at 1914. Hello, Bob, on Twitch there. Welcome in, my friend. All right, we are done. 13.749 at the sole sub 13.8 time, and that is Dawson Potter. What a run, sir. Sup, says Chris Standridge. Give him hell, Dawson. Dawson, not often you see get set quick time. Yeah, that's it, brother. I look, it's going to be hard not to call it and somehow jinx you, so I apologise in advance. But Dawson Potter, Chad Putterball, they'll be the front row for our first heat here tonight. Tom Land and Travis McDonald on that second row. Mikey Mixer and Tim L. Brown on that third and final row. Tombstone here for the 20 of Chad Putterball in this race. So showed up just in time. 6 laps of Huset Speedway here. Dawson Potter will have the official start but we won't go until the green flag slash lights go up. Almost started to start quoting the distance by Cake there. Driving as fast as you can. Whoa, look at these cars just losing grip on takeoff. There is no traction with those tyres at all. Chad Puttable did get off to the better start there. Looks like Dawson's fallen back to third. Travis McDonald, our back-to-back winner yesterday, in second. On the land up there behind Dawson. Potter in fourth. Mikey Mixer, Tim L. Brown. Hard not to just jam your foot down when the lights go green. Unfortunately, the Asphalt street stocks will spin. They're on dirt. They're not set for these things. This is madness. Well, it's called the Wayne's World A.S.S Racing Series. It's the Asphalt street stocks, not because it's A.S.S Bob. So Tim L. Brown might have had a bit of a crash back there off the pack. Didn't bring out the yellow flag though, as Dawson, Potter and Tomland, the 91, not the 091, fighting side by side with Dawson, just got that advantage. Mikey mixed it back there as they get the white flag lap. There is the man. He's going to take out the pole position start in the feature tonight. The 20th Chad Football Dirt Warrior Racing gets that car up onto its roof under its own volition. Doesn't allow the other guys to smash into him. He'll roll it on his own time, he says. All right. Let's get over to our official results for Heat 1. Tim L. Brown will be our 6th place finisher. Mikey Mixter in 5th. Tomland 4th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 3rd. Travis McDonald 2nd. But Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable will take out Heat 1 win and get the feature pole position start. All right, let's get to the grid for this one. All right, Brian Angel and Andy Williams on that front row. John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, 2nd row. Mike Davis will be on that 3rd and final row. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I didn't fill up my water bottle. It's one thing I didn't do. Now remember, boys, if you're listening and you're not, do not jam the pedal at the start. You will slide out. Andy Williams, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, John Bennett, Mike Davis, 5 cars, 6 laps. This will be Heat 2 of 3 for the Wayne's World Racing Series here tonight, the Asphalt Street Stocks. Yeah, look at that. John Bennett getting real loose. Fortunately, a lot of room there for the guys to sort of set into their runs. As Andy Williams starts off in the race lead. Brian Angel back there behind him. Wayne Bridges of the Wayne's World Racing Series back there in 3rd. John Bennett 4th. Mike Davis in 5th. Trouble keeping these cars straight. Alright, I'm going to bite. Let's find out rear chase camera. Beep beep. That's clever. Just half of this second heat race done and dusted. Just 3 laps remain. Andy Williams race lead. Looks like he's going to line up alongside Chad Puttable on the front row. While we're thinking about that, let's have a look and see who won last week, who's our points leader, because they will be going to the rear of a field. Looks like it will be Alan Hunt. Feeling Thomas Dennis is going to come in with a like in just 2 seconds. 1, 2. Tried to time it. There it is. There it is. I knew it was somewhere. It was coming. All right, that is Heat 2 done and dusted. I better get back to my job, Bob. This is what you do. You're supposed to be a bit more professional and on the ball about it. All right, Heat 2 done and dusted. We had Mike Davis from Modig Mafia in 5th. J&J Motorsports, Bam Motorsports, John Bennett in 4th. Wayne Bridges from Wayne's World Racing Series in 3rd. Brian Angel from Yoda Outlaws 2nd. But Andy Williams gets the victory in Heat 2. We'll line up on the front row alongside Chad Putterball. Who's going to line up behind Chad? We'll find out in this race here. It's going to be either Chris Standish or Alan Hunt on the front row. Brett Vanderwood or Josh Roberts on that 2nd row, and Matthew Land on that 3rd and final row. Chris is out on the track, popped up a quick note. Going to go ahead and apologise now. I don't know what the car is going to do on the start. I can't drive it until a turn or two into the race. And yeah, look, no disrespect towards Dawson, but I feel like that was the same thing with him with quick time and then the start in that heat. It's one thing to build the car up and run a good lap. It's another thing to get it there in the first place. So good luck, everyone. Alan Hunt up the front there. Josh Roberts in 2nd. Chris is in 3rd. Vanderwood currently 4th. And Matthew Land back there in 5th place. I think we're going to see a lot more challenging racing in the feature once a lot of these guys who haven't been able to get the car up to speed in the way they want in the heat race at 6 laps will present a bit more of a more competitive run in the feature. Bit of an infield burn sort of set up tonight here at Huset and then at Knoxville. That is going to be an obstacle the boys will need to avoid. Probably not in the heat races, but definitely in the feature. I have to cook some toast and I'm a little bit hungry. Had breakfast, I just had that coffee, I just had a liquid breakfast. Dog will hunt. This man will be starting on the rear of field. So Josh Roberts, no, someone else might actually get the bonus step up. Alan Hunt will take the 3rd heat, but we'll be taking the rear of field EOL in our feature race. Matthew Land in 5th. Yoda Outlaws, Brent Vanderwood in 4th. Outcast Chris Standridge in 3rd. J&J Motorsports driver Josh Roberts in 2nd. But Alan Hunt has taken out our field here. Just trying to get up to the leader. All right. So as they qualified, Tim L. Brown, Matthew... Oh. Is that an inverted feature? Oh, it's a double main event. We've got 25 laps. And they'll invert for the A. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Tim L. Brown, Matthew Land on that front row. Mike Davis and Mikey Mixter on that 2nd row. Brett Vanderwood and John Bennett on that 3rd row. Tom Land and Chris Standridge will be on that 4th row. 5th row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Dawson Potter. Josh Roberts and Brian Angel will be on the 6th row. Starting behind them on the 7th row will be Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, Andy Williams, and Chad Puttable on that 8th and final row. Vexo streams in the chat. Welcome in, Vexo. Appreciate you, brother. We're at the first of 2 feature races, 25 lap consolation race before we get to our A main. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Wayne's World A.S.S Racing Series. Asphalt street stocks, but they race them on a variety of surfaces, both asphalt and dirt. So a bit crazy. Oh, big crash off the start. I think we expected that. We saw a lot of difficulty getting these cars up to speed, but no caution out for the 25th lap consolation race so far. Like this one was raced more under enduro conditions, no caution. Let's get to our better cams then. Let's get down to the action. Christian's currently our race leader, John Bennett in second. Mikey Mix to third, Matt Land and Dawson at Potter, 4th and 5th. Our 6 to 10 is Tim L. Brown, Wayne Bridge. Whoa, that one's brought out of caution. Oh, looked like the 13 got caught up with our 9-1. He's going to be into the wall. Actually, while we're in the consi and we're in the caution, I'm just going to get us set up on the leader cams, actually, Bob. And I'm just going to go fill my bottle up. I'll be back in a second. looks like caution that came out as quickly as the restart was sorted out, so we'll just stay on this screen for now. It looks like pace truck leaving the track. We're going to get this one back underway, lap 13, sorry, of 25, our Consi race for our A main Wentworth Racing Series. Chris Standard, Josh Roberts, Chad by Andy Williams, Tom Land, Brett Vanderwood, Mikey Mr. Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Matthew Land, Tim L. Brown, Alan Hunt, and Mike Davis. All 16 cars still in this race. Mike Davis currently 4 laps down though, unfortunately. Caution has correct us as I decided to skip over to the race cam. I did pop a little bit of toast in the toaster, so I'll just go double check that right now. Play that knife. See it, they're getting a bit angry at me. All right, green flag racing action yet again. This is the consolation race before our A main for the Wentworth Racing Series. Asphalt Street Stocks here at Huset Speedway, Brandon, USA. Looks like Chris had the right idea about apologising and waiting for that car to get up to speed. He is our race leader here at the moment. John Bennett in second, Josh Roberts third. Dawson Potter's got his car up into fourth. Oh, almost third there. Tom Land back there behind those two in fifth. Chad Putterboss sixth. Andy Williams and Mikey Mixter seventh and eighth. Then we've got Brett Vanderwood ninth, 10 Bridges. Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, Tim L. Brown, Brian Angel and Mike Davis round out the 11 to 16. white flag lap up. Now, I'm pretty sure the starting order will be inverted by this finishing order. So we'll have to wait and see. Consolation results just about to come in now though. Alright, in 16th, Motoring Mafia, Mike Davis. In 15th, Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel, Mikey Mixter in 14th, 13th, Tim L. Brown, Matthew Land in 12th, Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanwood in 11th, Alan Hunt in 10th, Travis McDonald finished 9th, 8th, Wayne Bridges 7th, Andy Williams, Chad Putterbolt just outside the top 5 in 6th for Dirt Warrior Racing, J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts in 5th, Tom Land finished 4th, KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 3rd, J&J Motorsports, BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett in 2nd, but the winner, Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge. Let's just get down to the leader thingy so we can get the grid up. All right, here we go. Mike Davis on that front row. Brian Angel second row. Alongside him. Mikey Mixter and Tim L. Brown on that second row. Matthew Land and Brett Vanwood on that third row. Fourth row, Alan Hunt and Travis McDonald. Fifth row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Andy Williams. Sixth row, Chad Putterbolt and Josh Roberts. Tom Land and Dawson Potter will be on that seventh row. And on that eighth and final row, John Bennett and Chris Standridge. This is our A main race for the Wayne's World Racing Series Asphalt Street Stocks. And another 25 laps still to come. Shane Hall, Bob, I've never heard so much dead air time in my lifetime. Maybe you should update the field from time to time. Are you taking the piss? Because I literally read out the order about 3 times in 5 minutes. But if you're not taking the piss and that's constructive, then I'll see how I go, brother. I feel like that's taking the piss, though. I feel like that is taking the piss. Either in a good way, being funny, or a bad way and you're just a dickhead. But either way, welcome in, man. You're still a viewer. That'll count. Oh. See the 429 getting locked up against the wall, a line of cars behind him. Josh Roberts, Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges. But also, Shane, if you could share your race streams, and I'll check them out and I'll take some advice from whatever you do so well about it. Right, just rolling around our first caution in our A main here tonight for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Still got one more race to come after this one, the Shuler Racing Series. That will be our non-wing sprint car race, 410 non-wing sprints. Knoxville Raceway, home of the Knoxville Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. So big night for the sprinters tonight. Alright, we are off and racing again there. Brian Angel up the front of that restart. Oh, why did that come up my screen? Oh. guys, just update pop up on my screen. Oh, big crash there. Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Alan Hunt. We won't worry about jumping over to it. We'll just stick with the front of the line. But caution so far, that was our second. I feel like it was more than that. Vicky, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not sure what Shane's issue is. I don't know if he was just being funny, sarcastic, or if he's serious, or kind of wish he'd reply. And obviously stuck around long enough to talk some smack and then leave. Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go. His account is 5 days old, 3 days old. So he's a troll. He's a troll. He did it just purely to dick on someone. We'll just remove it. He was just being a massive dick. Alright, trying to get these cars lined back up. Might be wise just to go single file straight away, just to allow the guys to get them up to speed and get this one going. Yeah, you get it sometimes, Vexo. I've been doing this about, what, 3-4 years now, and yeah, you just have randoms coming in. So it's kind of like a joke about when you get the bot messages. It's how you know you've made it, because the bots think you're worthy of hassling. Alright. Brian Angel, Mike Davis, front row, Tim Brown, Alan Hunt, second row, Chad Football, John Bennett, third row, fourth row, Tom Landon, Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood, Mikey Mixter, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Alan Hunt, Tim Brown, Chad Footerball, Door Spotter, Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, left of that, Josh Roberts. I think I got through them all. Let's go to crash cam for a little bit so we can see if we can pick up some of these incidents, yellow flags, if they happen. If not, we might get some good racing action. Sure what's going on with the track, because it says John Bennett's in first, Tom Land in second, but John Bennett's there, there's Dawson, there's Tom Land. Oh. Travis McDonald had to go in to the pits, but he's coming back out now. We might get a bit more of a better understanding of the racing order here. There we go, I think we have now. A little over 10 minutes until the Shuler Racing at Series Lobby opens. Still got about, what, 17 laps to go in this race. Yeah, I know you're still here, Shane. appreciate you, mate. But a 3-day-old account talking shit, just let us know who you really are and why you're really here, and that'd be great. Don't hide behind a fake account, dick. But, like I say, you're watching? I'll leave you there. Let me start causing shit and get rid of you. Alright, John Bennett. So it says John's our race leader, but the 7 of Brian Angel is up the front there. I believe Alan Hunt, Chad Football, Mike Davis, Josh Roberts, Nancy Land, I think they are in fact the top 6. But just due to the way the leaderboard is working, it seems a bit weird. Seriously don't know this racing order. The leaderboard does not look correct. Vicky, can you confirm? Is Shane really a relative from, and it made his account 3 days ago and is being somewhat unwelcoming? And if that's the case, man, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking it a bit too personal. 3 days old. Not a nice comment to start with. Most people just say hi first. Really not sure of the running order right now. I don't think it is the way that it says it is on the leaderboard. It says John Bennett, Tom Land. I mean, the racing order's sort of there. Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges, that's Brett Vanderwood behind him. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. The 7 to 2 5 battling. There's the 99, the 1, the 22, the 92. Unless we're looking at sort of lap traffic and things like that, which I don't know how that's possible with the way the cautions have been. Shane is my nephew, but okay, sorry, yeah, look, I may have taken that personally. In this world of streaming, anything with the new account that says anything negative is basically someone generally trolling or tending to be new and taking advantage of the anonymity, so I apologise if I came across a bit strong then. I did remove the comment because I felt it was out of left field a little bit, but there was no ill intent, then I apologise. Right, just 2 laps to go. I do not know who our race leader is. It says Tom Land on the screen. But when I score on a leader, it goes back to, again, John Bennett, Brett Van. Oh no, they're up there now. White flag, a lap. Well, we'll go up to Tom Land. We'll give him his flowers just in case. Engine let go on lap 20, says Andy Williams. Do you know what's going on with the racing order? I felt like it was out of whack for ages. Another coffee, thank you so much. This is BobbethTV delivering the goods. Alright, let's see what the results show us for the feature. I believe the results are as follows. Andy Williams in 16th, Matthew Land 15th, Mikey Mixer 14th, Wayne Bridges in 13th, 12th was Josh Roberts, Tim L. Brown in 11th, Mike Davis from Moding Mafia in 10th, Alan Hunt 9th, Chad Puttable in 8th place for Dirt Warrior Racing. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 7th. Travis McDonald at 6th. Dawson Potter from KHR in 5th. Yoda Outlaws teammate Brett Vanderwood in 4th. John Bennett from J&J Motorsports in 3rd. Chris Standridge 2nd. And Tom Land, our race winner. So is the order right? Is that the actual winning order? I'll have to jump over to the chat and just see who's in the winners booth, I guess. All right, Kenneth McLean, thanks for the like. We were jumping over to the Discord. That's what we were doing. All right. I'll jump in the booth. And Chris Standridge in the booth. So, Chris, help me out here. The telemetry went crazy. A lot of different people scored in the race lead. Who won?
We don't know.
So I read the results as they sort of appeared on the screen, but yeah, like watching the racing, you, John, and stuff were like sort of looked like you were more back 5 of the 10, rather than up the front, and like Alan Hunt, like it looked like it should have been Alan Hunt, Mike Davis, I think Tim L. Brown, sort of in that rough top 3 order, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak for the admin. I'll let them figure it out. The first race, the results are going to stand. That's why I'm in here. Second race, like when they had that big pile up, the telemetry got all messed up, and it was counting cars down that should have been counted down, and we don't really know what happened. But generally, the cars you saw up at the front that came in first and second, that's the guys who won. They're going to talk about it, go back and look at it, and try to figure out like the fairest way to handle it. So we'll see how it comes out.
Any bonus points, things like that to balance it out.
Right.
Also, all right. Well,
good morning, Bob.
Hey, Brian, how are you? Are you up here as the second place? Sorry, not second place, but as the second driver? Are they officially giving you the win on that one, or?
As of now, yes.
Yep.
Like Chris said, they're having issues. I think it was me and Chad that got first and second, but they'll figure it out. So
yeah. Like I was saying to Chris before, as you came in, I sort of looked, and it definitely looked like the correct order seemed to be around the Alan Hunt, Mike Davis sort of line, and that makes sense because he was 9th, and you and Chad were obviously 7th and 8th, and I reckon there was one of those drive around the pace car type of moments. Where just let the pace car pass. And
it was telling me to pass it, then I'd pass it, and I said, "Don't pass the pace car." So
classic iRacing.
Yeah. So like I said, I know I started on the outside, and I don't think anybody passed me. So I mean, they'll figure it out.
Yep. All right. Well, look, we'll start off with Chris. So the first 2 main events here tonight, obviously with the winning of that second one, it did invert the starting order in the A main, obviously making you start from the rear. But talk us through that first race, Chris. Obviously, you did put a note in the chat for the broadcast sort of saying, and I think it was sort of a common theme for a lot of guys was, look, apologies, it's going to take a little while to get this thing up to speed. Once we get up to speed, we'll be good to race. And we did see that at the start, a lot of cautions, a lot of guys having trouble sort of just getting those cars started. It seemed like a double whammy. It was sort of a double-edged sword in that the green flag drops, the light hits, you guys put the foot down, and if you put it down too much, they act like they're sprint cars or something and get all loose and sideways. But then at the same time, if you don't carry enough speed into turns 1 and 2, they're not going to set. You sort of almost got to like baby it through to get it up to speed down the backstretch. Talk us through, were there any sort of changes to your racing style in that Consi race, Chris?
No, not really. Just everybody just took it easy because nobody wanted to be the guy who took everybody out. So it helped out a little bit. And then, I mean, we were all talking about how none of us were driving the car in that first turn. Everybody, we were just hoping it wouldn't spin out and take out everybody around you. And I really just got lucky. There was a couple of times John had his nose in there and he didn't want to take me out. So he was nice and backed off a little bit. He was definitely faster, but I just got a little lucky by being happened to be first when the last yellow came out there, so I managed to be up front. And
Yeah,
I'll take it though.
we do see that. We
I
see that a lot.
kept waiting for him to. I kept waiting for him to steal another win out of me. So.
Yeah, look, don't worry, he will come back. He will get that receight. Let's face it.
Yeah.
That is, he's not called the Heartbreaker for no reason. But it's such a tricky combination, asphalt street stocks. I've spoken about this before. A lot of those cars, when they said that, you're going to be able to drive these cars on dirt moving forward and stuff, and there'll be like a dirt, finger quotes in the air, dirt tire that will be able to go on it. It won't be making it a dirt vehicle, but it'll treat it a little bit differently than as if you just took an asphalt car and put it straight onto the dirt. Why do these things look like they don't have dirt tires? Like, they look like they have zero, like the only grip they have is you hanging onto the wheels with the white knuckles by the looks of it.
It's I don't know. I don't, they're actually kind of easier to drive than some other dirt cars. I mean, I mean, you can hold it down. I mean, all the way around. It's like I said, that start is a little iffy, but once you get it, under speed, you get going. I mean, I just held it down all the way around. That's why in the last couple of laps, you saw some engines blows because some of these guys were keeping it down, the whole race. I've learned how to just kind of let off a little bit every now and then to get that temp back down, but. I mean, yeah, that's part of the reason why everybody likes these so much is, I mean, we've had different winners every week. You've had different cars up front. It's been a hell of a series. And I think everybody just really enjoys racing them because, the chaos and the confusion is kind of part of the fun of it.
Definitely is. And that's something we've spoken about a lot. It's one of the many things that that Knuckleheads and you drivers all do well is get out of your comfort zone. And make it look a little bit easier than it should. Yesterday we went from street stocks to UMPs. Today we've got asphalt street stocks to non-wing 410. So you couldn't bookend two sort of races together in a more weirdly sort of constructed way. Obviously, going to be similar issues getting up to speed and things like that with the 410s at Knoxville coming up next. But any plans, any sort of strategy you've got in place there? Have you been out in the non-wings in any of the practice sessions?
Yeah, we did a practice earlier. I think I figured it out. I'm just going to try to go really fast, like faster than the other guys, and get across the finish line first. I'll let you know if that strategy works.
Start with the apology in chat. That seems to really help out, and then go from there. All right. Look, congratulations on taking out the first of the two main events here tonight. Best of luck with the next one to come. Obviously, we'll have you back in the booth anytime we can, Chris, but all of that is in your control, so we'll leave that up to you. Before we let you go, though, brother, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout-out to?
Shout out to my wife, of course. She lets me do this, which is great. Shout out to, I got to say, I've been teaching new school for a couple of weeks, and it's been really awesome. I've got some really good kids, so excellent. Shout out to those guys. Excellent. And then, the admin, let me tell you, I've been with these guys for a while, and there's been, stuff behind the scenes lately, and they've done a hell of a job. I mean, it's not easy being an admin. You always got somebody hating you. You've always got something going on. And I feel like these guys really do their absolute best to be as fair as possible. And so, I'll tell you, Brian will tell you, a lot of people tell you that we really appreciate all they do. So shout out to them.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I agree to that.
All right, now that's a good segue. Actually, there's a Brian Angel in the chat. Yoda Outlaws driver, and so I apparently scored him officially fourth in. Not Brian Angel. I said Brent Van. I just looked at Brent's name because I saw Yoda Outlaws and I just read it. I'm so sorry. I'm not even halfway through this second coffee. I apologize. Brian Angel in the chat. Brian Angel Senior in the chat as well. Now let me get the right order. You're Brian Angel Senior. Yes.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, I saw your clarification yesterday, but even then, look, I'm an old Aussie guy who just is very simple, and even that confused me a little bit. So it's good. I love it. I love the support and the we just need him on the track now. There's a few father-son teams about. We've got especially here Tom and Matthew Land as well. But get him on the track. Get him out there.
Man, I've been trying. So.
Well, Mike Davis is he's got Tina Davis has been racing, so just let him know. We've got everything from ex-wives to friends and former friends, and but back to the race. Look, you guys, as I said to Chris, you guys make hard things look easy, but at the same time, watching that race, I am so glad of two facts. One, I'm in the booth watching it, and two, I'm not an admin that needs to go through and make sense of of what happened and how that would look in terms of the points and things like that, because it's not easy if something messes up mid race and you've got to sort of mock up those orders and make sure that it's just and correct, especially when it was a bit earlier in the race, and obviously anything can and will happen. So you can sort of look at where they were at the time, but we all know it's not over until that checkered flag drops, and anybody can be at the front when that happens. But what are you enjoying the R series? I love calling it the R series, by the way. Are you enjoying the Asphalt Street stocks on the dirt?
It is a blast. Probably one of my favorite classes. I mean, it's you're driving a NASCAR with slicks on dirt, and I mean it's just fun. Everybody's equal, and it's just a great series with a great group of guys.
No, definitely is, and like I say, it's such a good collection that you can't help but get better. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can't help but get better. I mean, we saw Dawson Potter with QuickTime coming into the heat races. We saw Alan Hunt's another one that's really putting his head down, bum up, and making you guys work for that races. Chad's another one that is really sort of challenging anyone. There's you look at this 16 car field, and I could easily say at least 8 of those guys can win on any given night in any given division. So to pick up a win in any one of the 5 races, I've always said if you can get a win in a series, or you can get a win in one of those harder, I call that a championship win and just pat myself in the back and say good job, because it is not easy. The race speed is so similar. You guys, there were a lot of qualifying times that were literally a thousandth of a second apart. Like you guys are so, you're sharing so much skill and knowledge that you're starting to become a bit of a sort of shadow of each other almost.
Yes. I've said it since day one, when I joined the league. I mean, the guys in here are just awesome. I mean, I've learned so much from them. They've taught me so much. I can never thank them enough, and I mean, from the top to the bottom, every one of them is willing to help you. So, and that's good, because, you're racing with some of the fastest guys on iRacing. And if you could just run with them, I think you're really doing well.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see there, like Chris, it's the component of the entire race. Like, you don't go into it going, oh, okay, my starts are shit, I'm not going to be able to get anywhere. Sort of just know that it's just settle in, patience, avoid a bit of contact, maybe pick your spots, and anything can and will happen. You will race your way up through that field. It's just inevitable. So we better wrap up, because I just realized we're still waffling, and the other race is probably about halfway through practice. So look, I wish you guys both the best of luck with the 410 non-wing sprints over at Knoxville. We'll see you on our screens very soon. Before we let you go though, Brian, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to, buddy?
Of course, my girlfriend. She lets me do this. The man upstairs, for letting me do this. Everybody in Knuckleheadz Racing, you, Bob, Brent Vanderwood, Michael Butler, all those guys. And that's really about it.
Yeah, no, I was just sort of thinking while I was talking to you, I was just like, I'm sure. I mean, I was trying to remember the third Yoda Outlaws driver, Mike Butler. I haven't seen him on the screens in a little bit, so I hope whatever he's up to, he's doing well, and pass on my best wishes to him. Hope he enjoys all the success that you Yoda Outlaws boys deserve.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And Chris, congratulations on your win in the first one, bud.
Thanks to you too.
He only said that.
Bob, it was a pleasure.
No, absolute pleasure, lads. Good luck out there. We'll see you on our screens momentarily.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, see you.
All right, that was Brian Angel and Chris Standridge, the 2 winners, official winners from our racing here tonight, the Wayneswood A.S.S series. All right, I'm going to switch over to the 410 sprint. So we'll bring up the awesome Shuler racing series intro video, and we'll be back soon.
Fans, welcome to the Shuler Racing Series, where horsepower meets heart and legends are made under the lights. First off, A huge special thanks to the boys at Knuckleheadz for putting this series together, and to Team DWR Dirt Warrior Racing for stepping up as our proud sponsor. Without either of them, this whole show wouldn't be possible. And remember, every lap, every slide job, every door-to-door battle you're about to witness will be called by the one, the only Bob with BobbethTV, the magician with the mic, the voice from the land down under, bringing you every ounce of the action! But before we drop the green, tonight, we remember the man behind the name, the man whose hands turned wrenches like an artist, whose heartbeat with the sound of roaring engines, Phil Shuler. This series is for you! May you forever soar above the dirt tracks, riding with the warriors you built for, the racers you believed in, and the sport you loved with everything you had! Race fans, the stage is set, the engines are rumbling, the dirt is ready to fly! This is the Shuler Racing Series, and it's go time! For the sound of thunder and wheels, fuel in his veins, dirt under his heels. Phil Shuler built more than steel and chrome. He built a legacy drivers call home. White knuckle rides on a Saturday night, slide jobs flying under stadium lights. Every boat, every weld, every part he made, built for the brave who ain't afraid. This is the Shuler Racing Series, where legends are born and dreams ain't easy. He gave it all for the fearless few, for the ones who drive like they got nothing to lose. Dirt's flying, engines crying, hearts beating loud, feels riding with them in every lap now. It's more than a race, it's a tribute to flame, and we carry it on in the Shuler name. From the garage to the checkered line, he poured in love, he gave it time. Not just a car, it was a warrior shield, built for battle on that red clay field. Safety first for the bold and the fast, to make sure every driver makes it back. He was the heart, the soul, the spark. Now his legacy races through the dark. This is the Shuler Racing Series, where legends are born and dreams ain't easy. He gave it all for the fearless few, for the ones who drive like they got nothing to lose. Dirt's flying, engines crying, hearts beating loud, feels riding with them in every lap now. It's more than a race, it's a tribute to flame, and we carry it on in the Shuler name. Presented by Knuckleheadz, we fly that flag. Dirt Warrior Racing's got our backs in the pack. BobbethTV brings the heat to the screen. It's the wildest show this dirt's ever seen. This is a Shuler Racing Series. It's about love, grit, and white knuckle fury. From pit to podium, it's all fulfilled. His passion and drive are racing still. Dirt's flying, tires grinding, we light up the track with Phil in our hearts. We ain't ever looking back. This is more than a race, it's a legend in flame, and we'll ride till the end in the Shuler name. Yeah, we ride every turn, every fight, fulfill under the lights. Race fans,
All right, sorry to cut that awesome video short, but we need to get back to the racing action. The Shuler Racing Series is live. Our second race for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League here on Mud Mule TV is a go. Boys are out there in practice. About 2 minutes remaining. Oh, no, we didn't get the race info on the screen. There we go. The non-wing 410 sprint. Oh, I've got a capital I in that wing there. Let's fix that up real quick. Oh, and I changed the W, not the I. Oh my God. There. Oh my God. There we go. Non-wing 410 sprints here at Knoxville Raceway, home of the Knoxville Hall of Fame and Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. We're in Knoxville, USA, the non-wing 410 sprints. Chad Puttable with a quick time at the moment, 17.454. Down it there by me, Tomland. Mikey mixed the top 5. 4/10 of a second separates them. On me there, 17.580 is his quick time. 18.227 is his last lap. Looks like we'll be heading on over to qualifying very, very soon. Just 15 cars have registered for the 410 non-wing sprints. All right, looks like we're about to switch on over to our qualifying here at Knoxville. Who's going to be the first one out? Let's have a look. Why don't we have any race overlays? What's happened here? Load them. Looks like qualifying mode is working, but just not at my screen. My teammate better win it for me, says KC McLean. All right, I've got my overlays back. Sorry about that. All right, I was just trying to get them fixed and didn't realise they'd come back while I was trying some other things. Chad Footerball quick timer with 18.356, 18.592. Jonathan Foxworth and John Bennett 18.798. The top three. Andy Williams and Mikey Mixter have fourth and fifth quickest time. 6 to 10. 6 to 10 it was Von Mead, but Von jumps up into third place, pushing Mikey Mixter down into the sixth spot. Wayne Bridges seventh, Tomland eighth. Dawson Potter ninth. There's the mid-race hiccups. 10 to Chris Standridge. 11 to 15, Brian Angel, Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Tim Brown, Matthew Land. I'm not hiccuping, I'm coughing. Oh my gosh. All right, folks, remember to hydrate. Still got a minute or so remaining. Everyone has qualified. All right, qualifying has wrapped up. Let's reiterate, Casey McLean's my teammate. Better win it for me. John Bennett currently in fourth qualifying, so he'll be in, what's that, heat one. So certainly setting himself up for a good opportunity. Oh, that was starter cam, but I don't like it, so we're going to leave that one. All right, Chad Portable, John Bennett, that'll be the front row for heat one. Wayne Bridges and Chris Standridge, second row, and Travis McDonald will be on our third and final row. 6 laps, heat one. There's the pink Shuler Racing Series sprint car there, non-wing 410. Throttle control is going to be an absolute must here. 20, the 1, the 92, the 22, the 88. Let's play countdown. I'll give you a number, 473. I want you to make it out of those 5 numbers. Go on. All right, off we go. Racing action. Our second of 2 races here tonight. This is the Shuler Racing Series non-wing racing. We've got the 410 non-wing sprints. Especially with all that, yeah. These things, you've got to baby them around the turns. You can't just jam them on takeoff. That front wheel lifts up off the ground. You will not be able to point it the way you want to point it. And you will just watch a wall come very quickly up on you here as Chad Puterball continues the race lead as we get to the first half of Heat 1. John Bennett back there behind him. Travis McDonald, Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge. Those seats are full, not a empty seat in the house for the Shuler Racing Series. We'd have it no other way, especially here at Knoxville. Now, no racing next week. We are off for the American Labor Day. I should send you guys the Australian holidays just in case as well. One more race to come. That's the Motor International Limited late models tomorrow. We do have the Aussie Sim Racing League's GT3 Challenge tonight, Australian night time. That'll start at around 7:45 Australian time. So in about 8 and 3/4 hours. Oh, we're on the white flag. So let's get up to Chad as he comes into 3 and 4 for that last time. He is going to secure the pole position start here tonight. Wait for Chris. I was like, wow, the results coming up. The race is over. But no, just wait for Chris to get around to that run. So Outcast Racing, Chris Standridge in 5th place. Wayne Bridges finished in 4th. Travis McDonald 3rd. J&J Motorsports, a bad motorsports driver. John Bennett in 2nd. But Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puterball puts the DWR 20 on the front row for the feature race here tonight with that win. Vicky Shuler in the chat with a yay. We knew that was coming eventually. Jonathan Foxworth, Andy Williams, they're going to be on the front row for our second heat. Tom Land and Brian Angel on that 3rd row. Tim L. Brown is going to be on that 4th and final row. All right, looks like we're about to get this one underway. Pace Track has left the track. Let's get a little bit wider, in fact, as we get this one under racing conditions. Jonathan Fox got to a great start there. Tom Land and Andy Williams behind him. Brian Angel, Tim L. Brown as well. Dawson, these are things that a trip to drive. I've never driven the 410 wingless before. Yeah, like I think the 410s by themselves are hard enough, but then you take the wings off of them. That is just ridiculous. B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Fox, we're still a race leader there. A couple of the guys up the front, him and Andy, having a bit of troubles with the setting of that car. Tom Land in third. He is a sprint car driver, Tom Land, so he should do okay, but back there in third. Brian Angel and Tim L. Brown, fourth and fifth. So the 429 and Brian Angel. Brian Angel at least might have had a bit of a misstep there. Oh, Jonathan getting stuck up in the wall. That's going to move Andy Williams up into our race lead. Tom Land, Tim L. Brown. Looks like Brian Angel got a black flag. He's had to head to the pits. Oh, Jonathan must have a bit of damage to that front right because that has dragged him up into the wall. He's got himself over to the pits. Only 3 cars remain with 2 laps. Andy Williams, Tom Land, Tim L. Brown. Andy Williams is going to come and get the white flag lap started. We'll jump up to him to watch him see this one out. He's going to get a front row start here tonight. Have a look at our current leader and points. So Kent McLean is both our winner last week and points champion. Don't believe he's here tonight. So we won't have any EOLs. Everyone will start where they finish. P2 result for the B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth. No, Brian Angel, sorry, Yoda Outlaws driver in 5th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 4th. Tim L. Brown 3rd. Tom Land 2nd. Andy Williams is our race winner. All right, one more heat to go. And that is going to be Vaughn Mead and Mikey Mixter on the front row. Dawson Potter and Alan Hunt on that second row. Matthew Land on that third and final row. Excuse-moi. Just over here. Oh, I'm still on the race, the lineup screen. Damn it, Bob. You really are slack today. All right, Pace Truck leaving the track. Our last heat race for the day is here upon us. And we have one more feature race. We've got another feature race tonight, the GT3 Challenge, Aussie Sim Racing Night of Action, Road Course Action. But we've got to get through this one at first. Vaughn and Mead, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, the 5. Looks like Mikey Mixter might be a little quicker than Dawson up front there, but having to hold off on that one. Dawson Potter, the Cookie Monster. C is for Cookie. Love the Cookie Monster. No, what? I think we have to talk to the admins in that chat, and we need a 5-7 minute warm up in between the heat and the feature, so we can play that awesome intro video again before the main event. I feel like if we could time that, that would be awesome. All right, not a lot has changed in this race. Von Mead, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, Matthew Land has taken the race car into the pits there. Just the 4 cars remaining on the field. Oh no! I thought Mikey was going to try something there, but not able to keep it sticking. Here he comes out of 4 for that final time. Checkered flag. Congratulations, Von Mead. Oh, Dawson just lined him up. All right, now the results should be good as the fireworks start to come up. All right, Heat 3's results. Matthew Land in 5th, Mikey Mixter 4th, Alan Hunt in 3rd, KHR's Dawson Potter finished 2nd, but mediocre racing's Von Mead in 1st. Let's get over to our official grid for the Shuler Racing Series non-wing 410 sprints here at Knoxville Raceway for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. The front row, the Shuler namesake Chad Puttable on the front row alongside Andy Williams. He's going to want to take this one home. Von Mead and John Bennett 2nd row. Tom Land and Dawson Potter on that 3rd row. Travis McDonald and Tim Earl Brown will be on that 4th row. 5th row is going to be Alan Hunt and Wayne Bridges. 6th row, Jonathan Foxworth and Mikey Mixter. Chris Standridge and Brian Angel on that 7th row. And with lane choice and a solo run on the 8th row, Matthew Land. Great view from up on Barney's stand there. Pace truck's going to leave the track. We won't see it as the boys have let it get ahead of themselves, so they can sort of just roll through the turns. As KC McLean says in the Facebook chat, let's go, boys. Let's get this one on. The Shuler Racing Series non-wing 410 sprint starts now. Fireworks are a go. I was hoping I could catch some of the fireworks going off in the background there, but nah, missed them. Oh, there's been a big crash. Von Mead definitely a part of that one. Tom Land as well. Let's have a look. There's Tom. Von's ahead, so maybe Von crashes out. He gets sideways. Nope. Oh, yep, there. John, Tom, and Von Mead all come together. Just rolling around the track as we get this one lined back up. Chad put by Andy Williams, on me, John Bennett, Dawson Potter, Travis McDonald, Tim Hill Brown, Tom Land, Alan Hunt, Wayne Bridges, Jonathan Foxworth, Mikey Mixer, Chris Standridge, Brian Angel, Matthew Land are the 15 drivers in this field. We will have 8 rows of cars. We come on by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. There's not a display in there to fill Shuler Vicky, then we need to make that happen. Maybe I'll just get some overlay that every time the camera comes on that screen, we can have a picture up there or something. That'd be good. All right, back into some racing action. Chad with the restart, so he'll get off to a great start there. A little bit more control of that restart as opposed to the start of the race, where they go at the line. Andy Williams, John and Bennett, though, right behind him. Travis McDonald, Vaughan and Mead. So we might have had another crash there. Tom Land, Mikey Mixter, I believe. No, might have just been a bit of contact and the telemetry's recorded it, but they've kept it green. Another caution has come out. All right, just bear with me. I'm just going to check in with the Mrs. BobbethTV one. Good moment. All right, sorry about that. Single file line up here, lap 4 of 35. A number of cautions so far. The 410 winless sprints have proven to be a challenge. We're up to our, this would be our, only our second yellow flag, but yeah, third or fourth lap into the race, so having a bit of trouble getting the boys green at least, but we'll see how we go this time around. Oh, need to get up the front though, Bob, where the leader is. Chad put by Andy Williams front row, John Bennett, Travis McDonald second, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges third, Mikey Mixter, Jonathan Foxworth fourth, Tim Hill Brown, Tom Land fifth row, Chris Standridge, Brian Angel sixth row, seventh row, Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, Vaughan and Mead has that 8th row to himself. As we get lap 5 of 35 underway, still a lot of 410 non-wing sprint action to come. Looks like there has been some contact back there. Yellow flag's going to come straight back out. All right, looks like just going to get this one set back up. See if we can't get this green flag racing action back underway. Off we go, and racing lap 6 of 35. 410 non-wing sprints here at Knoxville Raceway, part of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's racing action. This is the Shuler Racing Series. We started off the night with the Wayne's World A.S.S Racing Series, Asphalt Street Stocks, and finishing up with the wingless sprints here. We had the Dirt Street Stocks, Reese Monument Dirt Street Stocks, and the KP Plumbing UP mods yesterday, and still have the Motorwear International Limited late models tomorrow at Lanier National. No, I was going to say Lanier National Speedway, but Lernerville Speedway. The Lernerville Speedway. John Bennett, our race leader, Chad Putterboff falling back to second place. Andy Williams third, Travis McDonald fourth, Dawson Potter in fifth. Well, Chad getting very sideways there. He knows what he's doing, though, doing what he needs to do to keep that car up to speed and in that challenge. So the 88.725, Travis McDonald, Andy Williams having a bit of a battle there. Andy got up into the wall. Dawson Potter's going to come up on behind them now as the yellow flag comes back out. Oh, not on the leaders. Why is my camera not doing that? We're off and racing again. John Bennett, our race leader, Chad Putterbolt, Travis on Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, the 5. 6 to 10 will be Mike Mixon, Tom Lane, Wayne Bridges, following me, Brian Angel, 11 to 15. Alan Hunt, Tim L. Brown, Jonathan Fox with Matthew Lane, 11 to 14. Sorry, Chris Standridge. Oh no, Chris Standridge is still here, showing that he was out of the race for some reason. Lap 11 of 35 as we start to move into some more of these green flag racing at laps. The low line, it works like a charm, says Casey McLean. It's been a bit of an inside burn night, so I don't blame any guys not going down there because, yeah, it gets a bit scary sometimes. Excuse me. It's starting to run away with it a bit there. Chad put about 1 and a bit seconds behind. Travis McDonald back there as well as Andy Williams and Mikey Mixter. As the yellow flag. Since I sort of realised we haven't set on the race cams the caution that comes out. A quick yellow count again. 3, 4, 5. That's our yellow. So having a bit of difficulty getting a solid run in. Most of the time a track will be bottom dominant at the beginning of the race and then move to the top line, then will be dominant, and then that will be dominant, and then it usually moves back down to the low line, sometimes the middle, depending on the track car combo. Yeah, it's too technical for me. All right, looks like they're just about lined back up. We'll be able to get this one back underway soon. I think it would be wise to keep it single file at this stage, guys. Just to get that run happening. John Bennett, Chad Porterball, Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, Mikey Mixter, Von Mead, Wayne Bridges, Jonathan Foxworth, Brian Angel, Tim L. Brown, Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, Tom Land, Dawson Potter, and Chris Standridge is the order. Truck is leaving the track. They're going to stay single file. We're going to get lap 16 to 35 underway. Still waiting for you to come race with us, but well, it's funny you say that, KC. My racing sim is operational. I have set it up. I have been back out on the track. Sucks though. I did go out on a track I commonly do quite well at, and I just couldn't get the car to set. I couldn't get it to turn. I couldn't get it around the track in any sort of speedy way. So a little bit of practice, but yeah, the sim is ready to go. So I have very few excuses now. In fact, I will be returning it to the track tomorrow night, Australian time, for a Daytona Super Speedway race. So that should be fun. Laps of green flag racing in. We're up onto lap 18. John Bennett about to kick into 19 of 35, just over that halfway mark of this race now. See the 88 Travis McDonald, a little bit of issue with that infield there. Got the front right just lift up off the racing surface a little bit. Travis still having a bit of trouble with that infield. Another little collection there. We said some of them are going to have a bit of trouble with it, and I know I normally would. But didn't expect it to be Travis. Currently sitting there in third spot. Lap 22 of 35. Starting to spin through these laps a bit quicker now. We are about 18 minutes into our feature race, and 22 laps is the lap count. Caution had come out. Let's see. What about Matthew Land? Let's have a look. Here he is there actually on our screen. 091, the white and red machine. Looks almost like a pokeball. Oh, he set very early, almost like a drift on that one. And unfortunately, car spinning out. All right, lap 25 of 35, almost 10 laps remain in this 35 lap feature race. Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Shuler Racing Series. Non-wing 410 sprint here at Knoxville Raceway. Another single file restart. Pace truck's going to leave the track. John Bennett will be our starter. Chad Putterball behind him. Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, Von Mead, Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Alan Hunt, Tom Land, Tim L. Brown, Matthew Land, Mikey Biggs, Jonathan Foxworth might have a black flag off of that start. He might have possibly passed underneath the car. That is going to upset that run. He will need to go into the pits unless he can get a black clear. Look like he's going to. Oh, Chad getting loose. Travis McDonald getting by him. Chad moves back to third. Can Travis battle John Bennett for the race lead, or is John going to hold on for another 10 laps? Caution out, 27 of 35. Looks like Mikey Mixter involved in that one. He jumped straight over to the pits. All right, I'll remind everyone again a little bit later in the broadcast. But I'm just going to post a link in the chat. It is the Twitch channel. Obviously, at the end of the broadcast, what we'll do is we try and get everyone to jump over to the twitch.tv/BobbethTV channel. And that just allows us to raid out to one of the other Twitch streamers that I might know to show some love and share the audiences around a bit like that. So that is the link that you'll need to jump on over to. You can jump on over at the end, doesn't have to be right away. But if you can, I would fully appreciate it. But we'll bring that up again before the finish of the broadcast. Twitch being the main sort of arm of my gaming sort of lifestyle. So I do a lot of other stuff on there as well. You can get channel points and just make funny sound alerts and stuff like that. So it's certainly well worth checking out. It's got a little scare option, you can jump scare me. Single file restart, just 14 cars on the track. Mikey Mixter in the pits. He will stay in 14th as Chris Standridge is 5 laps down, it seems. But if he stays in for the remainder of this race, Chris will... okay, no, Mikey coming straight to the pit exit there. He's coming around the pit exit burn there. So Chris is going to remain in 15th. Mikey's going to keep his 14th slot as this race continues. Chad seems to be fading a little bit, unfortunately. Another car getting turned around there. Looks like that one was Tom Land and Wayne Bridges. Caution is straight back out. That's our 8th yellow flag for the race. The 410's proven to be quite challenging. Seems to think that for some reason it seems to think Jonathan Foxworth is our race leader. Does have that black flag still though. It's like a couple of lap traffic cars just ahead of I don't know, Mikey Mixer getting that wave around there, so that'll move him along. John Bennett, our race restarter, Travis McDonald, Chad Potter, Von Me, John Foxworth, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Brian Angel, Alan Hunt, Tim L. Brown, Matthew Land, Mikey Mixer, 12 cars on the field. 13 cars on the field because Chris Standridge is there. Wayne Bridges and Tom Land in the pits in 13th and 14th though. Ooh. Racing again. It's going to be this lap and then 5 to go. So So we'll take this time just to sort of experience some of the other drivers, see what they're doing in these battles before we get up there and watch John potentially take this victory. 92 Wayne Bridges here is lap traffic just ahead of those guys though, so that could be interesting. We see it on the track map. Jump back up to John, in fact, and sort of keep an eye on this Travis McDonald, John Bennett battle as we do come up on Wayne Bridges. John with a little bit of a slider line there. Travis is going to go with the lower line exit. Mini slider by John, just keeping that car in front of Travis's as much as he can. Just almost 2 laps remain. John Bennett still up on that high line, still in the race lead. Travis McDonald down a little bit low. Wayne Bridges still up ahead of these guys, so the lap traffic issue not yet resolved. With 2 laps, it may come down to the white flag lap positioning. Have to wait and see. John keeping that car nicely up ahead of Travis. Well, Travis cut out of that turn a lot quicker. Could get that straightaway run, but it's not going to help him as we get to the white flag lap. Into the final turns we come. Oh, Travis up on the inside. Is he going to have a run to get there? Oh my God. I am not sure how that actually occurred. Let's just watch that play out again. This is Travis McDonald taking John Bennett for the race lead. John just got a little bit of sideways mutter, had to wash off a little bit of speed there. Oh, he came down, almost contact Travis's car. That is clearly what has happened. And he put the anchors on and did not let that contact happen. Travis McDonald's going to take out the victory here tonight. Let's get over to our official results. Our Cast Racing's Chris Standridge in at 15th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 14th. 13th was Wayne Bridges. Matthew Land in 12th. Tim L. Brown in 11th. 10th, Tom Land. 9th, Alan Hunt. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 8th. Oh, hiccups. Dawson. Oh my God. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 7th. Mikey Mixter in 6th. Andy Williams 5th. Oh, Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable in 4th. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead 3rd. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett. And if my body hadn't had enough time messing with me with the hiccups, now I sneeze fit. John Bennett in 2nd. But Travis McDonald is going to take out the victory here. Let's get his deets up on the screen. Let's get over to the Discord and have a chat. Oh, sneezing. Well, looks like we have a new heartbreaker in the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Looking at the telemetry, started 6 spots back in 6th place. Actually ties a hard charger award with both Mikey Mixter and Brian Angel. All of you 3 moving 6 spots up from your starting spot. Yours will give you the pat on the back, because obviously yours led to a victory. But starting off tonight's race, Chad looked like he was going to be the favourite. Once it all got sort of up to some race speed, green flag action, John Bennett was the man. And with those cautions, obviously hard to build a run, hard to get by him. But ultimately, looked like a little bit of contact, a little bit of a looseness by John, almost a bit of contact with you two, allowed you to sort of race on by him and take that race lead. But let's not get to the end yet. Let's get all the way back to the start. How the arms? That I imagine that must have been pretty stressful.
It was. Like, I think John may have got loose on that last lap, but when I went to when I arched and went to the inside, the car hooked like extremely hard, and I gained speed bad. It done it once earlier when I think it was Chad was behind in second, and Andrew was behind me. And Andrew went to go around the outside, and I seen Andrew up there like he was a couple car lengths ahead. And I never really moved the throttle. It was like half throttle, 3/4ish, and it just hooked. It was like a rocket, and I had to hit the brake to keep from hitting Chad, and that's kind of what it done a while ago.
It looked like that sort of was the. I think you could basically swap out a bunch of those names, and that was pretty much the order of the day. I think throughout the field, sort of dealing with like attempting to avoid one car and obviously the car behind you, sort of being the meat in that sandwich. Having the other car coming up from behind you and things like that. Obviously, the sprint cars infamously really aren't great for braking. So it really does mean that you have to be on your A game reflexes wise and I guess make sure you make those smart decisions. Now, it looked like the sliders were going to be the way to beat you, John. Just throwing a couple of big sliders, a couple of little half sliders, mini sliders, but it looked like he was trying to keep that sprint car as wide as he could. If he hadn't have had that small sort of step on it just after that, do you think you would have had anything? Do you feel like you were doing okay? Were you sort of building for something there, or was it pretty much just, come on, John, step on it, make a mistake?
I was planning on him making a mistake in a way because I mean he had a good line going. I moved up top. I don't know, roughly lap 27 or 8 to kind of test the waters, and noticed that I was kind of faster, but not much. Like more likely the straightaway was giving me the advantage. So I went back to that. Then I think John moved up and tried it, and I thought, well, if I can tippy toe the bottom really well and ride that berm, I know there's a lot of bite down there, and that was the only way in the bottom. Like if you got in a slick, you were in a slick, and you weren't going anywhere. But if you rode the cushion, you were all right at top. If not, you had to really ride the bottom. I mean, that was the only two ways I could get it to go anywhere.
Definitely looked the way. I mean, Travis, when he was battling John for a bit there, sorry, Travis, you're Travis, when you were battling him there, the low, one of the things I did say, obviously, with both races today, both tracks having that infield burn sort of configuration. There was a few times there where you did get that front right up on it.
Yes.
And it's one of those things. It's kind of like the wall. You've only got a moment to correct and get it sorted, or it will suck you sort of into the infield there, or up into the wall like the wall would. Was there any concern with any moments there where you were like, "Shit, I've done it"?
All twice, and the sprint car is real bad on that inside. Once I was holding on for dear life. I didn't know if I was going to get it straightened back out or not. I think Andrew was behind me, or maybe been Chad at the time. I can't remember. I bumped the damn thing pretty hard, and it was like riding I don't know what. It went right, left, and tried to stand up, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, that's my problem with even with the wingless varieties and having the wings all the way forward for that mass downforce. Yeah, like there's such a hard car to drive, and then you guys, Chad decides, you know what would be good? Let's race ones with no wings. That's all we're going to race, just the non-wing variant. That's just madness to me because, as I say, winged variety are hard enough to drive as it is, and I think we did see that a little bit, but we spoke about it earlier. With the Asphalt Street Stocks, you guys are tremendous at putting yourselves out of your comfort zones, and it really does promote learning, and getting better,
Yes.
and those skill sets getting better. So it's win-win for everyone. They might not have got a win here today or a top 5 finish, but I'm sure everyone picked up something or sort of came away out of that race going, wow, that was good. I enjoyed that. You know what I mean? Like it's never a man, I hate this, I'm not back next week type of thing. It's always like, okay, yep, I learned something, or that didn't work, let's try this next week type of thing. And it is a testament, as I say, to the admins, to the team and the leagues that you've put together, the divisions. They're just absolutely fun races. Well, that wraps that one up. Obviously, we've still got the limited late models, Motor International limited late models tomorrow at the Lernerville Speedway, and that's our last race for 2 weeks as we have a break for Labor Day. And you've just come off a family vacation. You don't need any more holidays. What's going on? But before we wrap up and congratulate you, man, before you enjoy the rest of your Monday night, Friends, family, sponsors, we got to hear from them about them yesterday. We can never hear about them enough. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I have a lovely wife and kids, for allowing me to do this, and Shop for supporting it, and Bob for broadcasting for us, and of course, all the guys in the league here, and John and Josh and Wayne and all of them. They put on a good show, and we all have a blast. Like these wingless things, something a little different, but seems to be a good little outfit to try, and we all been having fun at it.
Yep, yeah, no, definitely. There's always a new one. There's always a very new one. There's always a new guy that sort of jumps down. And once again, it's a shout out to you guys. You guys put stuff together so much that other people want to be a part of it, or would go, hey, I've got a serious idea that would fit with you guys. And having Chad sort of slide in and bring up the Shuler Racing Series, absolutely perfect. Because it's something you guys don't race. B, it's honouring a great man in Phil Shuler and everything he's done in Chad and Vicky's life and in the sprint car scene. And it's just great. I've had the pleasure of being able to, we did the memorial race for my brother when he passed. The amount of support that we give each other in this division, in these leagues, it's just amazing. I love it, and I think it's great. It's like I said to John, and that you guys won't be able to get rid of me. You're stuck with me. Like I will happily ride these coattails as long as I can because you guys easily. I've dealt with some great leagues, and I'm not saying this because you guys are my current league, but you guys are easily. And with apologies to the old Mud Mule crew, you guys are the best group of guys I have broadcast in my time doing this. It's been amazing. So I thank you guys as well.
You're welcome, Bob. I remember that. It turned out a pretty good little fundraiser for you. Glad it helped.
It did. It was, like above and beyond anything that I was expecting in terms of show out, a turnout, and the race, and then the other stuff that you guys did behind the scenes as well. So yeah, it's if you're sitting there in the league and you're like, man, I wish I could memorialize someone or we could celebrate someone, just bring it up. We'll do it. I'll speak for the admins. I know for a fact that if you've got someone special you want to honor, let us know. We'll do it. It's
right.
Absolute privilege to be able to do so. So definitely the right way to be. And it just another example as to why you guys are just the elite when it comes to putting stuff together and just having good drivers show up. 15 drivers for a non-wing racing series in 410s. Come on. That's nuts. So there's there's 15 crazy people.
Yeah, I was happy with this turnout. Like I was shocked. I like seeing it. I mean, that shows you who all's involved and wants to try and wants to learn. It's all a learning process in a lot of these.
No, exactly right. All right, my man. Well, I'm going to go wrap this one up. I've got some more things to move on to after this, so I better get that done. But congratulations yet again. We'll see you one more time on our screens. And that will be tomorrow. Limited late models at Lernerville for Motorwear International. And then we'll see you again in 2 weeks if we don't talk to you tomorrow. And have a great Labor Day weekend.
You too, Bob.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
See.
All right, that wraps up our racing broadcast for today for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We do have one more race to come tonight in about 7.5, or a little over about 8 hours from now. That will be the Aussie Sim Racing League's GT3 Challenge, GT3 Cop Cars at road courses throughout the world. So come along and check that one out. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I did put the Twitch channel in the chat. So if anyone that's on Facebook or YouTube would like to come on this fun little journey with us, jump on over to twitch.tv/BobbethTV. And what we're going to do is we're going to raid out to one of my fellow Twitch cohorts. And just to mansplain that a little bit, raiding out is just where we take our viewers and we basically change the channel and go watch something else together. And sort of go join in with them. Now, basically, I'll set the raid up. You've just got to click that you want to join in. You'll get yourself a little bit of a channel point bonus for it. And then we'll jump on over, check it out, see if you like it. If you do, then you've got something interesting potentially to watch on Twitch as well. But, look, the drill. My name's Bob. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.